Hi there, this is Datila, and welcome to the Wrestling Time Post Show. It is Monday, January 8th, 2024, and tonight I'll be talking about Monday Night Raw. Let's kick things off with this Drew McIntyre promo. So, Drew McIntyre went out there and he cut a really great promo. I mean, this was a fantastic way to open Monday Night Raw. So, he mentioned how maybe Seth freaking Rollins and Sami Zayn were correct. Maybe that Drew McIntyre has been holding himself back. And he kind of mentions he needs to get his priorities right. So one interesting thing he mentions is that maybe he needs to step away from WWE for a while. So that's very interesting considering the fact that there's been rumors that he hasn't signed a new contract. So is him stepping away from WWE, saying that he needs to maybe step away from the WWE for a while, is that alluding to the fact that he hasn't signed a new contract? Or is he just taking some time off? I guess we have to wait and see what that means. But I thought it was very interesting that he did mention that. He's mad at Damian Priest because you guys remember last week, Drew McIntyre had a match 1. Damian Priest attempted to cash in his Money in the Bank, but he did not successfully was able to do so. He was not successfully able to do so, and he mentions why didn't Damian Priest cash in at the end of the match? Why did he have to cash in during the match? And he brings up CM Punk about how everyone's making such a big deal out of his return and they're accepting him with open arms. And Drew McIntyre himself mentions that maybe he should leave for 9 years and get a hero's return, alluding to the fact that, CM Punk returned at Survivor Series and everybody's just been welcoming him with open arms. Now, of course, CM Punk was not going to let that slide. He comes out and he says that they are in Roddy Piper country. And he's a little disappointed that Drew McIntyre didn't will the kilt. And that, let me see. Michael 101591 says McIntyre, I think, is leaving. He didn't resign with WWE yet. Yeah, that's what they're saying. That he hasn't resigned. We don't know yet. But so, like I said earlier, I mean, him saying that he might need to step away. Maybe that's him alluding to the fact that he's leaving. I don't know. We won't know until he either is gone or he signs a new deal. So CM Punk kind of mentions how him and Roddy Piper are known for talking, but Drew McIntyre not so much. Now, I love the fact that Drew McIntyre, he mentioned how Punk has been here for over a month, and there's guys in the back that have a bet going on. You the wearing, and this is an NXT color. It was not intentional, I swear. So, I mean, can you imagine that? Just the guys in the back having a bet on Punk and doing the tally marks to see how long it's been. And Drew McIntyre says that the longer Punk stays there, he's costing people money, which I thought was hilarious. That they're actually having bets backstage. Now, Drew McIntyre mentions that he doesn't care what Punk says outside of WWE. He only cares about what you do to him personally. And he alludes to the fact that CM Punk used to call himself the locker room leader. And he says, because locker room leaders have to announce themselves as. He also accuses CM Punk of seeing him as a threat. And mentions the fact that CM Punk is straight edge, so he doesn't have any demons because he is a demon. I really like that. Just throwing all these references out there. Now, and Drew McIntyre says that he's a leader now, kid. He calls him kid, and I like the fact that he sits on the rope and stuff, which is kind of how Punk does too. And Punk calls himself a lot of things during his WWE run. And he says that maybe Drew McIntyre can shave his head and pledge himself to SES. So, you guys remember when Punk was doing the whole Straight Edge Society gimmick? He had people shave their heads. He had Doc Gallows shave his head. He had Serena Deeb shave her head. And they were basically pledging themselves to the Straight Edge Society. Now, Punk says that he's Satan himself when he gets pushed. And he makes it a point to say he's not here to be a real nice guy or to make friends. He's here to win the Rumble and main event WrestleMania. So it seems like they're really planting the seeds here for a CM Punk heel turn in the future. Serena Deeb was wasted at the time when she was with him. Yeah, she definitely was wasted at the time. And I cannot wait to see what she does when she comes back to AEW. That's for Wednesday's discussion. So, like, Drew McIntyre alludes to the fact that when he won the title and the Rumble, he did it for his fellow superstars because, the world shut down. So, raise your hand if you are straight edge. I really like the whole straight edge thing. That's how CM Punk won me over with his straight edge gimmick. And, I really like the fact that Drew McIntyre says that when things get tough, Punk gets going, which I was like, damn, he said that. Now, Drew McIntyre says he himself will win the Rumble. And only Punk can stop himself from winning the Rumble. Now, CM Punk says that Cody Rhodes, Seth Rollins, and Drew McIntyre are not going to stop him from winning the Rumble. And that he'll be a real nice guy and make sure he throws Drew McIntyre out last. Punk won me over when he debuted in WWE's ECW. Yeah, he was pretty cool in that time, but I didn't watch that much WWE ECW, so really, really like that opening up segment between Drew McIntyre and CM Punk. Oh, I cannot wait till they have a match. And honestly, I've said this before and I'll say it again. CM Punk is definitely winning that Royal Rumble. He didn't come back to WWE to not win that Rumble and not main event WrestleMania Night 1. He's definitely winning. He's definitely main eventing. So you get Tommaso Ciampa versus Finn Balor. This was a really good match. Now, it seems to me like DIY is in the pursuit of those tag titles. And with this victory that Tommaso Ciampa got over Finn Balor, that's just one step closer here. But I've said it before and I'll say it again. When Asuka was champion, she got a new belt. Rhea Ripley got a new belt. They created a belt for Seth freaking Rollins. They gave Roman Reigns a new belt. Why have we not split up the tag titles? Why have we not gotten new tag titles? The SmackDown should get the WWE tag titles and Raw should get the World tag titles back like during the Ruthless Aggression era. Maybe we will get that as we head into WrestleMania. Thought it was a good match, and Ciampa winning was the right decision. I do agree. Ciampa winning was definitely the right decision. It seems like they're starting on the right foot with DIY. It really one of the things that I like was that DIY beat Judgment Day using dirty tactics, like how Judgment Day normally wins their matches. I mean, they use Judgment Day tactics on themselves. They beat Judgment Day at their own game here. And it was so hilarious because, like, Finn Balor, after he lost, was like, what? His face after he realized he got pinned and lost the match was hilarious. We need one tag team title. It should be float to both fans. But that's the issue, is that Judgment Day hasn't gone to SmackDown. They haven't gone to SmackDown since, I can't remember the last time Judgment Day was on SmackDown. So if that's going to be the case, you should split the tag titles. Because you got the Creed brothers, you got Pretty Deadly, you got Butch and Tyler Bate over on SmackDown. I don't know when Xavier Woods gets back. You got the New Day on Raw. You got Imperium. So you got a wide range of tag teams. But if you're just so focused on one brand, the other brand gets ignored. So I advocate for them splitting up the tag titles. We get a very quick Becky Lynch interview. And she questions whether she's getting stronger and Nia's getting weaker because, like, she still managed to, get up and declare herself for the Rumble, even though she lost her match with Nia Jax. And I cannot believe in the Nia Jax interview, and I'll just jump ahead to that Michael Cole said that Nia Jax was everyone's favorite to win that Rumble. I mean, she's not my favorite to win. So, like, in this Nia Jax in-ring interview with Michael Cole, she's talking about, like, it wasn't shocking because she wasn't shocked that she broke that she hit Becky Lynch and made her bleed. She's a different Nia Jax. And she said that breaking Michael Cole's face would be shocking. And that's not a man or woman that can stop her until Rhea Ripley comes out and, like, basically confronts her and says that Nia talks a big game and walks around like she won the Royal Rumble. And, like, Rhea mentions that last year she threw Nia out. Nobody asked that Nia Jax is a favorite. It's probably creative that is your favorite for her to win. I could see that being an issue here because like I don't think I personally don't have her winning. She's not my pick to win. You just saved that something from being terrible. Yeah, she did. She honestly did. Hi, Ayo. So basically, the whole gist of this is that Nia Jax says that when she wins the Rumble, she's gonna choose Rhea, and she tells her she is to an unstoppable champ. And it's just kind of like, they're gonna do Nia versus Rhea. That should happen on a random episode of Raw. Drew held his own with Punk. I'm impressed. Yeah, he did. He did. He held his own. Not a lot of people can hold their own against Punk. I was impressed too. So yeah, that could be a random Raw match. You don't need to do that at the Elimination Chamber. You don't need to do it at the Rumble. Just do it on a Monday in a random episode of Raw. We get Kofi Kingston versus Ludwig Kaiser. And if you guys remember last week, during the match with Jey USO and Kofi Kingston versus Imperium, there was this one spot where like Kofi Kingston, I think he drop kicked Vinci, and like Vinci got like KO'd. Like, I mean, he was able to walk out, and commentary did confirm that Vinci will be out for a few weeks. So hopefully he's not too badly injured. But like this match didn't even end. It didn't even have like a clear winner. It was a double count out, and like Kaiser just like he went ballistic afterwards. He threw a chair at Kofi Kingston, and like he gouged him in the eyes, and then like he kicked him on the steel steps. And like when he went backstage, he basically said that it was Kofi's fault. He had it coming because of what he did to not only Vinci, but because now Kaiser is stuck carrying the weight of Imperium, and he's doing one by himself. And he basically says that he took Vinci sets, he was going to take Kofi. If that Kaiser beatdown didn't impress Gunter, IDK, well, that is true. Gunter is supposed to come back next week. And like I mentioned, if that doesn't impress Gunter, then there's no hope for Ludwig Kaiser here. But hopefully it does impress him. Because you guys remember when Gunter went away for a bit, he said that they needed to hold the fort down. With the women's tag team title match, it's Chelsea Green and Piper Nivens versus Katana Chance and Kayden Carter. Now, this is a pretty decent match. I enjoyed the match. Like, Chelsea Green is such a phenomenal talent. And Katana Chance and Kayden Carter, again, I'm still getting familiar with them. I don't know if JJ's watching, but I'm sure, he's just like saying that that's his NXT, damn it. But, I'm still getting to know them, but they seem to be a really good tag team. They say that they're the longest reigning NXT Women's Tag Team Champion. So, I could see why they worked really well together. And their finisher, the kickstand that they did to Chelsea Green, that was impressive. Kayden and Katana actually got cheers from the crowd. The fans trying to get behind them. Yes, and that's a good thing because at first, like nobody really cared. The crowd didn't care about them. So we get a very hilarious R-Truth video package, and he's just kind of like photoshopping himself in like all these moments with Judgment Day, and it's so hilarious. I was dying of laughter during this. Whoever put that together deserves a pay raise because that was so hilarious. Like R-Truth is a master of comedy wrestling in the WWE. You can also say the same for Johnny Swinger in Impact or TNA and Orange Cassidy in AEW. They are the masters of comedic wrestling. That R-Truth promo was just so hilarious. Protect truth at all costs. Oh my god. And then like I think that they used some AI for some of those images. Seriously. And like what made it even more funny is that led into a Judgment Day segment, and like you see Damian Priest just like this, and you could tell he was trying really hard to not laugh. He was trying really hard not to break, which made it even 10 times more hilarious because like he was like this, and like you could tell like he had been laughing or he was trying like not to laugh on camera because That video was hilarious. I don't care what anybody says. R-Truth is hilarious in that freaking video. I mean, it had him like, you guys remember when they went to the UK? They did the Beatles thing. R-Truth photoshopped himself in there. That was some funny shit right there. I'm not gonna lie. Oh, but anywho, this lead priest is stronger than me. Oh my god, my favorite part in that whole video was when Truth says that Tom and Nick Mysterio are his brothers. He's never met Nick, but that's his brother. That had me dying. It was like, he meant Dominic. I can see what he. Oh my god, just thinking about it is making me laugh. But anywho, like I said, it leads into a Judgment Day segment. Basically, Damian Priest says he's gonna handle R-Truth. And you sure he wasn't thinking of Nick Wayne? I'm sure he wasn't. Damian Priest says that Drew McIntyre can't be their enemy because he's a joke. And speaking of enemies, he said that it wasn't really smart of Rhea's part to make one out of Nia. And Rhea tells JD to handle the Miz. So let's listen to the Miz versus JD McDonagh. And the whole and R-Truth is at ringside and like he's like I'm cheering for you. I could tell that segment had you in tears a lot. Yeah, that was such a hilarious segment. Like I even rewatching the video just made me laugh. But this was a good match. You know, the Miz went after a skull crushing finale to JD. And at the end, like backstage, Rhea says she's gonna talk to Adam Pearce about their plans, and Priest says that he'll let the guys know when they get back. So I'm very curious to see where they go with this whole R-Truth Judgment Day stuff. JD McFlurry, okay, but it's intriguing. Like I said this before, and I think that some other people made this this comparison. R-Truth is Sami Zayn to the Judgment Day's bloodline. I don't think it'll last as long as Sami Zayn did in the bloodline, but you get the picture. So we get a Seth freaking Rollins promo. And he mentions how he's never been on the marquee or taken a title to WrestleMania, but he says that will change this year. And I honestly think it will change this year because, like I said earlier, I think CM Punk is winning that Rumble and he's going to main event night one of WrestleMania against Seth freaking Rollins for that world title. And he basically says that he wonders who he will beat at Mania. And Jinder Mahal interrupts. I'm like, really? 2 weeks in a row we get Jinder? I mean, in my opinion, the Jinder was hindered. Now, Jinder brings up the fact that he beat Randy Orton. Yeah, that's something we all try to forget here. And one of the things that I like about this is that Seth Rollins tells Jinder Mahal he got his attention and he encourages him to take a swing at him, but Jinder doesn't do so. And, like, of course, in typical heel fashion, like, Jinder cheap shots Seth Rollins here. Really, I'm a visionary and I'm a revolutionary. 2 weeks we get, 2 weeks in a row we get Jinder. So I'm not gonna lie, I actually kind of like that. Like at first I was like, really? Why is Jinder going out there? But that was actually not a pretty bad segment. I like this segment a lot better than I did Jinder's segment with The Rock. We get Otis versus Ivar. This was a really good match. Like one of the things I liked was when Otis caught Ivar. Like Ivar can move for a guy his size, and I said that before. As Big E would say, this was big, meaty men slapping meat. Little history. Seth becomes the first NXT champion beating Jinder in the tournament finals. Really? I think I heard about that. I was worried this was going to be a Rumble pay-per-view match. Yeah, but it's next week, so thank God. Just like Nia versus Rhea. You could have done Jinder versus Seth in a random episode of Raw. Thank God they are. It was a squash match. What? Rollins versus Jinder? What were you talking about? As always, I always enjoy when like Otis does the caterpillar, which he did on Ivar. And like Ivar wins after he does a spinning heel kick and a moonsault. Like Ivar, for being a big guy, he knows how to move. He can do that moonsault. Like he's got a pretty sick moonsault here. I'm really happy that they're showcasing him since Eric got taken out with an injury. Like really glad that he's being showcased, and I hope when Eric gets back, the Viking Raiders can get back some of the momentum that they lost. And like I said, that's why I advocate for them splitting the tag titles. Like the Viking Raiders are a great tag team. Like they fucking ruin those Viking Wolves matches, but they have stopped their momentum so many times last year that I'm hoping in 2024 their momentum picks up again. And then Akira Tozawa steps to Ivar at the end. Oh, you're referring to Ivar versus Otis? Okay. We get a Jey Uso interview. And he makes it known that he wants his first single titles this year. And Bronson Reed interrupts and calls him Jimmy Uso's little brother. And he says that he's not the only one looking to win a title and warns him not to get in the way. So interesting. We're going to see potential Bronson Reed versus Jey Uso rivalry? Maybe. So the main event ends up being a street fight. It's Cody Rhodes versus Shinsuke Nakamura. This came to be because earlier in the night, they got into a brawl backstage. And like, Cody Rhodes initially had the advantage because he attacked Nakamura and he sent Nakamura into the barricade and they gave him an elbow in the back. Nakamura hit Cody Rhodes with the broom. And if you've ever been hit with the broom, that shit hurts. I'm sure there were some people like in the audience that probably got PTSD from watching poor Cody Rhodes get hit with the broom. Like he even whipped out nunchucks and he hit Cody Rhodes with those nunchucks. Now, there was a spot here where like he tried to spray the mist on Cody, but he ducked and he sprayed the mist on the timekeeper. And apparently the timekeeper is Cody Rhodes' cousin. Brandy Rhodes said so on Twitter that that's a cousin. So that's why Cody Rhodes was so concerned. But due to him being concerned with the timekeeper, this allowed Nakamura to hit him with the chair shot in the back. You know, Cody Rhodes also ends up doing the bionic elbow to Nakamura. And another spot that I liked in this match was when Nakamura did the knees to Cody Rhodes through a table. I didn't even know that was his cousin. Me neither. I didn't know that either until Brandy Rhodes said it on Twitter. So Cody Rhodes hits Nakamura with the cutter. And then he sends Nakamura through a table and hits him with the crossroads, and Cody Rhodes is victorious. And once again, Shinsuke Nakamura loses another feud and another match. I honestly don't know when they're going to start allowing Shinsuke Nakamura to pick up wins here, but he lost his feud with Seth Rollins, and now he lost his feud with Cody Rhodes. I'm assuming after this, their feud is over, right? It should be over. Cody Rhodes won. We got to move on from Cody Rhodes and Nakamura. There's 2 weeks to go. 2 weeks as of Saturday to go for the Royal Rumble. And Cody Rhodes just needs to focus on the Rumble and finishing the story. We moved past Nakamura. It was done and done. So overall, tonight's Raw was not too bad. I did like it. There were some things I disliked. I was not a huge fan of that. Where does Nakamura even go after this? Good question. Where does he go after this? He's definitely not winning the Royal Rumble, even though he's a part of it. So, is he even going to be at WrestleMania? We'll see. So, there were things I liked. There were things I disliked. Wasn't a huge fan of the Nia Jax in-ring interview. Thank God for Rhea coming out and saving that segment. 7 out of 10, decent show. Yeah, it pretty was a decent show. I did like that the opening segment was really good. The main event was really good. The women's tag team match was pretty good too. So I'm going to be generous here and give it an 8 out of 10. I thought was for the most part pretty good Raw. Like I said, the Nia Jax stuff was not a huge fan of that. But overall, really decent show. Let me know in the comments section down below what you guys thought of this, where you rank from a scale to 1 to Sean Spears' perfect 10, because that's how I rank on this channel. Now, as far as tomorrow is concerned, I am going to watch NXT. I don't know if I'll do a review because that was not part of the deal. But, and also to tomorrow, I should be having my unboxing of the AEW Upper Deck 2023 box. Your move SmackDown. Yeah, I definitely want to like to see what they do on SmackDown. But with that being said, I might see you guys tomorrow during West Coast time after NXT. Let me see. NXT. My NXT. Well, Michael says I'm wearing the colors here. Yay, NXT possibly. Hi, Walter. Possibly, okay, possibly. And if I do NXT, it's definitely going to be on the West Coast time because I'm going to need help reviewing NXT if I do NXT. We'll see. We will see. I'll watch it, but we will see if I do one. I told you. I made a deal to only watch NXT up until, what was it? What is it? NXT. Oh, Vengeance Day. So, yeah, we'll see. Don't get your hopes too high up here. But also to make sure you guys keep an eye out for my AEW Upper Deck 2023 unboxing. And if I do an NXT review and NXT with you, but if I don't see you guys tomorrow, I definitely will see you guys Wednesday after AEW Dynamite. Bye.